Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
The spirit of the Golden Empire. This is 17 News at Sunrise.
Right now at 5, it was a busy day for firefighters as multiple brush fires broke out across Kern County. The latest on the local fires coming up.
Meantime, breaking overnight, new fires are igniting in Southern California as the Santa Ana winds continue to gust. We'll take you to the Hillside Fire burning in San Bernardino.
It's a first in franchise history. The Nationals take the World Series in an exciting Game 7. All the highlights and celebrations. This is Thursday, October 31st, 2019. Halloween morning. Good morning. Great to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. You know, we're also tracking the power shutoffs because there are still more than 10,000 people here in Kern County without power. And I am one of them.
Yeah, how was it getting up this morning?
I have a picture of the thermostat when I left. It was 55 degrees in my house.
I'm pretty sure you walked into the newsroom this morning with a hue of blue across your face.
I wore like 10 sweaters in. I did not change out my pajamas. I just put more clothes on top of them to come in. And I know I'm not alone.
Oh, absolutely.
It's colder right now up there than when I left,
You know, and what we saw yesterday, of course, was the wind. And the big question today is it going to be windy again today?
Well, we have one man who should be able to tell us what that forecast is looking like, but he's been blown away himself. 17's Kevin Charette as the windy weather forecaster joining us at our Sunrise Spectacular.
Kev, is that what you look like when it's windy?
You know, I'm actually Eitan Wallace yesterday as he was reporting on all this windy weather. But there is a little breeze out here, but it's not as bad as we were seeing yesterday, and we're not expecting that, guys. But we are outside for our spectacular, and if you're afraid to come on out, it's really not bad out here. Again, there is a light breeze. Make sure you dress warm, but we're ready for a good time outside our studios this morning. I have to thank my producer, Raquel. She is just wonderful, and she picked out this costume before we actually knew there was going to be a wind event, so she might be psychic or something, but great costume, and we want to see your costume every year since we've been doing this, and we've been doing it in my 14 years of being here. There's so many great and creative costumes that come into play, and we want to see them. So we hope that you'll come down and join us. We've got Krispy Kreme donuts. We've got pumpkins all around us from Murray Family Farms. I'll tell you, Murray Family Farms, they're amazing. They help us every single year. They're back out here, and we have a lot of great prizes that we'll go through in just a little bit. Let's talk about the weather. That's on everybody's mind, and yesterday it was the winds. I want to show you the current wind conditions right now, and they're not bad. We have a light breeze here in the valley, and you can see they're still a little stronger into the Kern County mountains. But again, we are not expecting a wind event as we saw yesterday. 57 degrees right now. The dew point is still negative 15. That has dropped a little bit more from when I came in. We have an east-southeast wind at 7. That is a little lighter. When I came in, the winds were about 9 miles per hour. Temperatures today will be in the lower 70s as we progress into the afternoon. Right now, Tehachapi 37, 9% on the humidity, a dew point of negative 17. So still a very dry air mass around the area. And the Tehachapi area has winds out of the east-southeast to 27. And then we take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast here. It is a chilly start for the mountain communities, and upper 50s expected this afternoon. So I'm looking here in downtown. We still have a light breeze, but the good thing is there's not a lot of dust blowing around. So, again, that's great news. So if you're thinking about coming out to Spooktacular, we are ready to see your costumes. It's going to be a fun and exciting morning, and we got a lot of great prizes to give away as well. Alex and Maddie, we'll send it back to you for now.
Raquel did a fantastic job.
She did.
Absolutely.
And who knew that it was just going to be, incredibly windy yesterday? So it's almost like you're getting the spirit of things.
It is so perfect. We can't wait to see all those costumes this morning. Thanks so much, Kev.
All right, let's take a look at your morning commute on this Thursday morning and take you outside. And here's a look at the 99 at Airport Drive, and it's looking pretty clear on that side of town. Everything else around the county also looking pretty good to start off your Thursday morning. We'll have another check coming up in about 15 minutes. PG&E has started turning the lights back on for some of its customers. The utility company restored power for a little more than 300,000 customers yesterday across the state. This all comes after an all clear was announced, but PG&E still has about 53,000 customers in the dark, some of which are in Kern County. Inspections are set to resume this morning to bring service back to those customers. And thousands of SoCal Edison customers in Kern County are still without power, including Maddie Jansen. Yesterday, public safety power shutoffs hit most of the area in the Tehachapi area yesterday. At last check, nearly 13,000 SoCal Edison customers in Kern County still have their lights off. An additional 10,000 are under PSPS consideration. There's no word yet on when customers in the area may get their electricity turned back on. Local firefighters were able to respond fast to a string of wildfires that broke out across the county yesterday. The so-called grade fire started in an oil field at Weller Road and Justin Way around 5:30 last night. That's about 5 miles from Bakersfield College. Firefighters jumped on this fire quickly as winds continue to fan the flames. County firefighters say crews gained the upper hand on the fire and stopped its forward progression in about 90 minutes. In all, 98 acres burned, and this morning the fire is 100% contained. It's unclear how it started.
Strong winds also fanned flames after a house fire in Stallion Springs. The Thief fire broke out around 9:30 yesterday morning. The fast-moving flames prompted fire officials to issue evacuation orders. After weeks of windy weather and multiple structures burned across the state, tensions were high for many residents.
So overcome with emotion. I know it's just a house and I know it's just stuff, but it's our house and our stuff. So it was really scary.
One structure burned in the fire. The blaze was contained to just 7 acres.
And this morning we're following this new fire in San Bernardino. They're calling it the Hillside Fire. It broke out early this morning along Highway 18. And in under an hour, it had already burned more than 200 acres. You're taking a live look at the scene. At least 4 homes were destroyed and evacuation orders are in place. But as you can see, this fire continues to rage on. There's a building right there. It's unclear if it's a home or not. That is burning right now. So again, a fast-moving brush fire in San Bernardino. This is called the Hillside Fire, and we'll continue to update you on this blaze throughout the morning.
Meantime, bringing you an update on the Easy Fire, which we first told you about as breaking news yesterday morning here on Sunrise. It burned in Simi Valley. It began yesterday, just 40 miles north of downtown L.A. The fire quickly grew to 1,600 acres and looked as if it would threaten the Reagan Presidential Library. But due to a shift in the winds, the fire started moving away from the library. Evacuations remain in place for some 30,000 people. Fire crews also brought in goats to help create a fire break. The goats ate some of the dead, dry grasses surrounding the fire. Well, it's the day your kids have been waiting for.
Yeah, while your little ones get their costumes and candy bags ready, the Bakersfield Police Department have a few last-minute safety tips they want you to keep in mind. And 17's Vanessa Dillon joins us this morning to explain. Vanessa?
Good morning, Alex and Maddie and everyone at home. So your kids, your little ghosts and goblins just can't wait to hit the streets. It is so windy out here. They just can't wait to hit the streets tonight for trick-or-treating, of course. But the Bakersfield Police Department did want to give you a few last-minute tips for you to keep in mind as you head out the streets tonight.
Time for kids to trick-or-treat themselves to some Halloween fun. But before you decide to send your kids out by themselves, Bakersfield Police want to give you this piece of advice.
Don't let your kids go trick-or-treating alone. I know they're excited, especially during the week when parents might be a little bit tired, maybe from working all day. We want to make sure that they go in a group or with some friends at least.
Safety shouldn't end with supervision. Parents, keep an eye on the treats your kids bring home. Community Relations Specialist with BPD, Alice Angelina, says you should sort through candy before letting your kids eat anything.
I do recommend only factory-made treats. Try to avoid homemade treats, unfortunately. And then going through all those factory-made treats and just making sure that nothing looks out of the ordinary.
And pedestrian safety is especially important on Halloween night. If you plan to take your kids trick-or-treating, be cautious when you walk the kids door to door on busy streets.
We want them to walk on sidewalks if possible, stay out of the streets. Use crosswalks if they're available. If they're not available, crossing at street corners, and just really being aware of your surroundings and looking both ways before you cross a roadway.
Safety doesn't end with pedestrians. Drivers, don't forget to share the roads tonight.
We really want to encourage drivers to be cautious and be a little bit more aware of their surroundings too, because we are going to have people in the roadway. We are going to have kids out and about, so we want to make sure that everyone's paying attention and maybe slowing down.
Even if they're by your side, arm your little ones with a flashlight. And don't forget that your little ghouls just want to have fun.
Hey, happy Halloween. Here you go.
You know, parents, if you even want to try to skip out on trick-or-treating this year, BPD also has a free event tonight, their Trunk or Treat annual event. Just head to our website for more details. For now, reporting live outside our KGT studios, I'll go ahead and send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, well, looks like everyone's going to wear the same costume out there this morning.
I think so.
The windy day
A
costume.
little breezy out there. Only had a 0.1% chance of winning it all, and last night they did.
Yeah, some people are really cashing in on that 0.1% chance, I think. We'll have highlights from last night's Game 7 of the World Series coming up.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News with Maddie Jansen, Alex Fisher, and Kevin Charette with your Pinpoint Doppler forecast. This is 17 News at Sunrise.
Out away. 3-2. Here it is! The Washington Nationals are world champions for the first time in franchise history.
This is the Nats' first clinch in franchise history after last night's 6-2 win over the Houston Astros in Houston. And here's not a fact about this World Series. It is the first time that the home team has lost every game. It's the first time it's happened in Major League Baseball's history. The Nats will return to Washington today, and the team's victory parade will be in Washington on Saturday.
Well, the Golden State Warriors lost to the Phoenix Suns last night, but it wasn't just their record that took a hit. Steph Curry broke his left hand during the game. He had taken hits all game long, but one proved to be worse than the other. And you can see him fall onto his wrist, the fall that ultimately broke his hand. The Warriors lost to the Suns 121-110. Tomorrow the Warriors play the Spurs at the Chase Center.
There's a lot of fans that are really upset about that. Not good. All right, 5:22 now, and a local coffee shop is getting into the Halloween spirit.
Yeah, where you can go for some Harry Potter-themed goodies. Coming up.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
And whether you like it or not, the holiday shopping season is nearly here. That's according to a new report from the National Retail Federation. It found 40% of consumers like to start holiday shopping before Halloween. That's not the shocking part. Some early bird shoppers start in September. Experts say people like to spread out their shopping to help ease the burden on their wallets. It's actually pretty smart. The NRF also found shoppers are spending more money on gifts as well. Holiday sales for 2019 are expected to increase by 4%, totaling more than $700 billion.
This Halloween, Americans are expected to spend $2.6 billion on candy. That's according to the National Retail Federation. That generates a whole lot of plastic waste. But it's not just candy. Costumes and decorations also produce a lot of waste. Here's some tips on how to cut back. Try buying candy items wrapped and packed in recyclable materials like paper or foil. And get creative with costumes. Ditch the poor quality, cheaply made ones that you'll likely only use once. Instead, look at your wardrobe and see what you can create with what you already have. And for decorations, buy things that will last a few years.
Starbucks is getting in on the Halloween spirit, but only in other countries. The coffee chain introduced this new spooky beverage in its stores in Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. As you can see, the fruity frappuccino is black with bright green stripes. It's made with coconut milk, mango essence, and a lime-flavored slime. This does not look good to me. It kind of looks gross. And the dark color comes from a charcoal powder. The drink is only available until, well, through today.
Yeah. Well, here's something a little more appetizing, maybe. Bakersfield has a Halloween-themed coffee experience just for you. In honor of Halloween, Cloud9 Coffee Company transformed into Cloud 9 3/4. The name's inspired by the Harry Potter franchise. 9 3/4 refers to the magical platform that transports students to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The coffee shop's offering an assortment of festive treats, including golden snitch macarons, magical signature drinks, and chocolate frogs. The transfiguration only lasts until Saturday at Cloud9 on California Avenue. That's in the same building as the Petroleum Club.
I think I'll have to stop by. I mean, that is super neat.
It's pretty cute.
You know,
I love the music. That's the ambiance.
Absolutely.
I just love the music of Harry Potter.
There are so many little coffee shops around downtown. I know that I've seen on their social media pages that they're getting in the spirit of Halloween, and they have their drink of the day or their treat of the day. So I think Well, I don't know. I mean, now we've got November coming up, which means there's another holiday on the way. It's just that time of year.
I can't
so
wait.
many treats.
So many treats and so many scares yet to come this morning on our Sunrise Spooktacular.
Yeah, and still ahead, from glam to gory, how a local special effects makeup artist is sharing her art with our community.